sign to say the cat is free and let the blind to see the king is set to rule. Let's sing for joy, his kingdom is restored. Let's shout for joy, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, praise him the Lord. Oh, Biafra, oh, Biafra, kingdom of God on earth. Oh, Biafra, the great nation. Victory, oh, victory. Our heart is glad, our flag is on. Victory, oh, victory. Biafra is a dwelling place of God.
Hello, my good people of Biafra. We welcome you once again to our regular broadcast, which comes to you 4 times weekly from the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International. We are here weekly, let me say 4 times weekly, to give ourselves the opportunity for interaction and interacting amongst ourselves. We discuss important issues that concern our people, no matter, despite their ideological leaning. We make sure we bring our people together. We exert ourselves, our energy, to make sure that we bring ourselves together for the interest of all of us. This is why we are always here. Today, I would like our brother in Accra, Ghana, I don't know how clear his services will be today, Uche Digi, to take charge of today's broadcast. I don't know, Uche Digi, would you please tell our fellow Biafrans how clear your services will be today? If it's not so like that, then we can assign the broadcast to another person. Uche Digi, are you with us there right now?
Yeah, good evening, my double moderator. Good evening, all Biafrans all over the world. Good evening, our leaders. Good evening, all our commissioners. You are welcome in today's edition. Thank you.
Honestly, your voice is sounding very, very clear today, and the transmission is quite clear. If it will continue like this, I must say that our people are going to enjoy today's broadcast because they like hearing your voice. Uche Digi, you will be a chance to take over today's broadcast. So from there, you moderate while I take care of the technical matters here. Would that be okay for you?
Okay. If you ask me to do so, I humble myself to
Yes,
the service.
you have to take over. As soon as our members log in, log on to our program, I will always let you know who are online. So right now, take over the challenge. Before then, I have to inform you some of the things we are going to discuss today, one after the other. The first thing we are going to look into, okay, after paying courtesy or greetings to our people, to bim-massob family for this our opportunity, to Chief Urafu Wazirike for making it possible for us to be here regularly. Now, we go straight again to remind our people of the Anambra election. That will take us like 10-15 minutes. After that, we look into a matter reported by one of us that presently and because of the Christmas time, customs officials of Nigeria extraction are disturbing our people that are returning home for Christmas time. They have started now mounting roadblocks here and there, searching our people, knowing who is carrying foreign rights or what have you, not minding that these are the custom officials who are at the borders to make sure that no foreign rights enters the country. For foreign rights to enter the country through the borders where custom officials are stationed, and they didn't stop it. Why then must they come to Biafra land, or the roads leading to Biafra land, to disturb our people? Which we are going to look into this today. Next thing is we are going to look into the effects or the outcome, or how do I put it now? What do we stand to benefit? That's the effects of her giving Buhari another chieftaincy title in Igbo land. When the one that was given prior to 2015 election, nothing has been done to appreciate our people. We are going to look into that. After that, we are going to chastise Ohaneze Ndigbo for talking only politics without making sure that they pressurize federal government and the other international communities to establish in Biafra land, some of those structures that will make us a nation. For example, we have always said, fighting to make sure that we have international airports of high standard in Biafra land, to make sure that our seaports are functioning, to make sure that all our roads are motorable, and to make sure that our businessmen and women in other parts of the country relocate to Biafra land, to make our own Biafra land an economic base. These are more things we are going to look into. Uche Digi, over to you.
Okay, my able moderator and all Biafrans all over the world and the friends of Biafrans. I wish to greet you all in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior and our Maker. You are welcome to today's edition. This is Voice of Biafra International Germany Branch. Speaking to you right now is your humble servant, Uche Duidi, is today controlling on today's broadcast. More especially, as our moderator have announced what we are going to discuss on today's edition, it is quite unfortunate that our leaders have abandoned the land. This is the reason why we are asking and agitating for the freedom of Biafrans. Those whom we expect to represent us have abandoned us. Those whom we sent to Abuja to speak for us have abandoned the movement and have abandoned to develop our land. Those whom we thought that is with us have abandoned us. For that reason, this is the reason why we are agitating for Biafra. We are going to make sure that we get justice. All over the world today, people are gathering, speaking with one voice, asking for liberation. Because we believe that together we can make it. Because we believe that in Biafra land, we are going to achieve greatness. Because we believe if we can be able to be free or to be independent, we can be able to let our talented youth make sure that they get justice and grow beyond human imagination. As we continue to claim or proclaim that we are the Japans of Africa, we are going to make sure that Biafra is great people and great nation. The nation that will count on justice, peace, and unity to our neighbors. We are not talking to fight anybody because our God is the mighty one. If we call upon him, he will answer because we are the children of God. And Biafra is once a kingdom of God on earth. We are made to worship Almighty God. That is why he blessed us. That is why he continues to enlighten the nation that we must be free indeed. So today's edition, we are going to discuss on the reason why we have been abandoned by those we love. If it is not of any use, if it is not possible for our leaders not to represent us as we believe, as we want it, there is no need of supporting Ohaneze Ndibo. Ohaneze Ndibo must hear us. They must work for the development of the Biafra nation. That is the reason why we ask them to be there. They have to make sure that as Mazopians and their leaders are working toward Biafran development, or to develop all the southeastern region, the whole southeastern region, that they are going to make sure that foreign investors troop into our land, that all the abundant projects in our land have to be accomplished by the federal government.
Uche, you have to hold on. Let us take caller online. A second, please, Uche. There is a caller online. This is Emeka. Hello, Emeka is calling from Ecuador right now. Emeka, welcome to our program, Voice of Biafra International.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. We are just starting now and discussing some important issues that concern Biafra and Nigeria, especially the role Ohaneze Ndibo must play to make sure that we have a better society in Biafra land. What do you have to tell our people?
Okay. Really, Ohaneze Ndibo might be a good Ohaneze Ndibo. The white Ohaneze Ndibo. They will give a better role, such as give people good information, good people good leadership, make people understand their role to play to make Biafra a better place for people. You cannot tell me that then you are saying you are not telling that what you are dancing to the tune of Nigeria. And then the Nigerian president or the Nigerian executive, when they tell you something, you cannot consider whether it is good or wrong. So let them go and reconcile with themselves. Let them go and think about themselves. And let them go and think about the people they are. Because the people make them start up this. So let them go and think about that. So that when they are giving us up to support something that our children will invest into and not we ourselves now. Because this is our problem and we are struggling for our children. I think
yes, we are with you.
Yes. So let them go and let them go and think about themselves. Let them go and think what the future. Let them go and think for our children. Let them go and because this is our country now. No, let me tell you, my brother. This is the administration, and this administration came to you on 1st October 2012. That administration goes like this. Nigeria. Are you following me?
Yes, we are following you indeed.
The real meaning of Nigeria is a local nation. I is you. This is black. Here is error. Come is a man. Are you following me?
Yes, we are following you, of course. Go on.
Nation is Anthony. Nation error. A man in Anthony. If you just make great error, they will remain in Anthony. So Nigeria you will say that water and it's administration of America.
Yeah, that is true. We really understand what you are saying by giving us a full meaning or definition of Nigeria. And indeed, everybody is saying that Nigeria was brought together by word of amalgamation in error. And unless something is done to set us apart, this particular error will remain there. But we are doing everything possible to make sure that we separate Biafra from Nigeria, and once we are an independent nation, we shall give room to our talents, and before you know it, Biafra shall blossom. Just like our moderator today, Uche Diji, has said, Biafra is the Japan of Africa, and it is a matter of time when we shall become the Japan of the whole world. Biafra is spirit, and God has endowed us with a lot of gifts. This is what we know. Thank you very much for your kind words. Thank you for your words of encouragement. And we are telling Ohaneze, like you said, they must always listen to the voice of the people and feed the pulse of the people they tend to govern. This is what we want. If they do this, they are with us. But if they fail to do that and just keep on taking advice from Abuja, they are on their own. Back to you, Uche Diji.
Yeah, thank you, my able moderator. You have said it all, and our brother who made his contribution have said it all. What we are saying today is let them listen very clear. Let them listen very attentively.
Yeah, the service is falling there. Uche, excuse me, let me take over. The service is falling from there. Uche, hold on. Service is falling from there. Let me take over now. I have to introduce Ume Maslinos, who has just joined us right now from Lagos. Ume Maslinos, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you, Oracle. And good evening, Biafrans and lovers of Biafra.
You are welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes. So, Uche Digi is moderating, but unfortunately right now, the service is not very, very clear from Ghana, from where he is moderating. And I am here to assist him. Once I notice any breakdown in clear communication, I will take over the challenge. So this is the situation of things for now. We are here today to look into very many issues concerning Biafra. But then let us take the most immediate information getting to our desk today. Let me say since yesterday is that Nigerian custom officials are now mounting roadblocks along every road that leads to Biafra land. Every road that leads from any other part of the country to Biafra land is now manned and blocked by custom officials. What are they looking for? What are their intents? Information is that they are searching every Biafran coming home preparatory for Christmas. They are now asking them if they have in their booths or whatever anything like foreign rice. Now, this is the situation of things now from custom officials in Nigeria, mounting roadblocks now, impeding the movement of our people coming home from different parts of the country back to our homeland, Biafra. But the question which arises is this. If our people are, hold on, please let me take once again a caller online. Hello, Emeka from Ecuador. You are still once again with us online. You still have nothing to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I want to
Yes. Oh, it's unfortunate we have lost him once again. So, the question now that arises is this. If we have foreign rice within the federation, within the country, how did the foreign rice enter the country? Did the foreign rice fly to enter the country, or did this foreign rice pass through the various borders, either through semi-border or through the seaports or whichever border you can think of? How did foreign rice enter the country as to be circulating in the hands of the consumers? Invariably, these foreign rice we're talking about, right, entering through the border must have passed through custom checks. And that is true. If custom officials could allow these things to enter into their country without stopping them, why then are they going inside the country, disturbing people that have bought this rice for personal consumption? That is the question. Anybody will try and see reasons with me. There at the borders are custom officials. mounting 24 hours vigilance. They always allow this after taking bribe from importers. They take huge bribes from them, allowing this rice to enter the country to the detriment of local production. At the end of the day, you still see these customs officials now moving up and down and disturbing our people, trying to find out for them where they got foreign rice. And finding them at times seizing these bags of rice. Why? How come that these customs officials would leave the borders open or probably take rice and come back again to disturb those who are mere consumers? We find it unacceptable, and something must be done to call these custom officials to order. We are tired of their excesses. Biafra cannot be suffering because of the stupidity of some greedy laws. We are tired of it. This is what we are saying. Remember, you heard what we are saying now? Let us put mouth into this and see what we can do.
Yes, thank you, my brother. I love. First of all, I love the topic we are treating right now. Because,
okay, just hold on. Just hold on a bit. Just hold on. Ecuador is on. Emeka is online once again. Hello, Emeka, please. Yeah, talk to us.
Maybe network is.
Yes, that is a problem exactly.
Yeah. So I want to tell American people to let them understand that if they still remain in the country, in the same country, they remain in Agua. I think you understand me.
Yes, we do.
Let them know that if they still remain in that country, they still remain in Agua.
And that's very true.
If they are fighting for a good president, taking friends or taking forth or taking they are wasting their time.
Yes. And what we are saying now, Ohaneze is listening, and we pray they are going to make amends and make sure they work in tandem with the people they appear to lead. This is what we are saying now, and we provide for them this opportunity to know what people are saying. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Now let me go back to Lagos where Ume Masledus is holding sway. Ume Masledus, over to you.
Okay, thank you, my brother.
And let us appeal to all our listeners, especially those who are hooked through Facebook Messenger. They have to check their backgrounds because we are experiencing some distracting noise from here and there. Thank you so much. Ume Masledus, over to you.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I must have to apologize because some of the noise may be coming from the moment I on my microphone to speak. The sound of generator sets that are at my backyard there will be disturbing. Yeah. So I must have to apologize for that. The moment I finish speaking, I will off my microphone and the situation will be better. Okay. So concerning the customs activities, you see, when you come to Facebook and other social media pages, you will see the Nigerian Customs Services advertising the auction of the auction sales of bags of rice, kegs of oil, vehicles, and all what have you. And these bags of rice that they are now intercepting on the road. Hello, are you hearing me?
Yeah, of course we are hearing you. Go on.
Okay. These bags of rice they go on the expressways to intercept from the consumers. They are the customs are the same people that sold these bags of rice to these consumers. I must say this because the moment when they keep advertising the auction sales of the bags of millions of bags of rice that they steal from the importers, what do they expect? Do they expect that those bags of rice will fly into the air? They sell them to people, and the people they sell it to, they have to take them home. So what I'm just saying is that these people are just using the Nigerian citizens to be fools. You seize the bags of rice from importers, you sell them to by yourselves to consumers, and you go ahead on the road again to intercept the same bags of rice you sold to the customer, to your customers, in order to seize them again, maybe to resell. So one thing I just noticed in this custom issue is that these people are just robbing like this. They are rogues in uniform. They are robbers in uniform, and nothing more than that. That is what they are. Coming to the issue of our people, what I have to advise is that if they don't want us to continue buying rice from Lagos and North, I think we have many bags of rice in Onisha, and even in every community in Biafra land. You must see one shop that is selling rice or the other. Maybe they want us to start patronizing those our brothers that are selling them in Biafra land. And if that is what it means, then we'll keep our money to ourselves and go down to Biafra land and buy rice from our brothers and sisters that are selling it there. They are by building their own businesses for them. I think this is the little I have to contribute here for now.
Exactly. Exactly. You see the reasons why we have been telling our businessmen and women to start gradually relocating to Biafra land. Because assuming we have our businesses located in Biafra land, we would now wonder how a custom official from Nigeria will enter Biafra land to disturb the peace of our businessmen, which is the person the lesson of his life. But when they keep their borders open, when they take bribes from importers and allow these bags of rice to enter the country, they still come back again and start disturbing those who are the buyers or the consumers. Even those they seize, those they could not take enough bribe from, they seize their bags of rice, let me say their importation. In the long run, customs officials, like you rightly pointed out, would then auction these bags of rice. After the consumers must have bought these bags of rice at reduced prices from the customs officials, they will now mount roadblocks again and try to intercept the same bags of rice they auction to people. This is stealing. This is robbing. This is outright robbing. All these criminals, all these robbers in custom uniform must be checkmated. We are getting tired of their mess. These armed robbers, these custom armed robbers who are on the road disturbing the peace of our people must be checkmated. Enough is enough. They cannot continue to rob our people. They fear to go to the north to mount roadblocks because of Boko Haram. They don't even go to Yoruba area to mount roadblocks because of OPC. It is because Biafrans are very, very peaceful, industrious, and very, very accommodating. That is why these criminal custom officials find it easy to come down to our land to disturb the peace of our people. We may have to take decisions. Let me make it abundantly clear. The more they continue to disturb our people, we are going to be compelled to take some decisions. And once we take these decisions, any custom official on our road trying to cause obstruction must be doing that to his own detriment. We have to make it abundantly clear. In time to come, if we are compelled to take decisions on these custom officials who have taken it upon themselves to be disturbing the movement of our people coming back from different parts of the country back to Biafra land. The moment we take this particular decision, the customer officials who come to Biafra land to disturb the peace of our people might not find it funny. They might not find it funny. For the fact that we always preach peace does not mean that you have to enter our backyard to cause insurrection in our midst. We might not take it like this all the time. Enough is enough. Let the Nigerian government call these custom officials to order. We are tired of their excesses. Some of them are armed robbers in uniform. This is what we are saying. Uche DG, are you still with us there? I don't know if your service is very clear. Uche DG. Meanwhile, let me welcome to today's program Uchenna Okeke, right away in Benue State, Makode. Uche, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Uchenna. This is Uchenna Okeke from Makode, Benue State. I'm happy joining you today in our broadcast.
Thank you very much. Yeah, a few minutes ago, Sonny Baba was equally with us online, but due to communication problems, we lost him. Let us believe that in a few minutes' time, we are going to regain his attention. Uche, DJ, are you still there with us? Okay, whenever you get us in touch, let us. Okay. Yeah, but the problem now, unfortunately, there's no better service where you are, Uche, DG. I have to take over again, or instead, I hand over the broadcast to, I don't know, Umema Slinus, are you free to take over the broadcast today? Because Uche DG's service is not very, very clear. Maybe you play a complementary role. That's to help us.
If the sound of generator set in my backyard.
Okay, then let me hand over to Uchenna Okeke in Benue State. Uche, are you disposed towards handling the day's broadcasts?
No problem. I
Okay,
think
so
I'll be a little bit.
okay, so if anybody comes online or a call comes, I will let you know. I will take care of the technical matters here. Let me inform you some of the issues we are discussing today. One, these custom officials that mount roadblocks on every road leading to Biafra, disturbing our people searching out foreign rights. Why these are the same custom officials who let our borders open porous, took bribe and then brought in these foreign rice. Even the ones they seized because they could not take enough bribe, they auctioned these bags of rice to our people, to the consumers. And after purchasing these bags of rice, these custom officials will go to the road again to intercept our people coming home preparating for Christmas. Are we going to tolerate all this all the time? Secondly, we are going to ask Ohanes the Ndibo question. Are they only interested in going to Abuja discussing politics when our infrastructure is decaying all the day? We don't have good roads in Biafra land. We don't have airports. We don't have seaports. We don't have rail lines. You can remember that of recent series of rail lines to be built in the country were enumerated. There was nothing anywhere in Biafra land where they proposed any form of rail. Even though we provide all the economic activities, what are we to tell Ohanese in this regard? Equally, we are going to look into the chieftaincy title being conferred on Buhari every time with the hope that when he becomes president, something could be done. Prior to 2015, a lot of chieftaincy titles were conferred on him with the hope that if he won, he would compensate our people. But instead today, we have become victims of his vicious governance. We are going to look into it equally. And apart from that, how do we begin now to search out for patriotic politicians who are going to take over from all these criminals that are representing us in Abuja? Who and who should be interested, and how do we groom them? All these and more are what we have in today's broadcast. Over to you, Uchenna Okeke.
All right. Thank you very much, Ikenna, for giving me the opportunity to moderate on Voice of Biafra International today. The issues we are going to discuss, the truth remains that in fact, we're on that stage. We're on that stage. And that is why so many people keep on talking and talking. If we talk about marginalization, the time is that we too complain and nobody is being marginalized. And people, in fact, not only rights, a lot of things is being searched along southeastern region. Things that you don't even care, they don't even search over here in the north. No, there's no custom checking point in the north. Everywhere the roads are free. You carry bell, this old clothes, you carry bell free in the north. The transportation is free. You carry if you come in with a Tokumbo vehicle, you move around everywhere in the north. But when it comes down, when it comes to eastern region, everything they attempt to term us criminals. And so these are the things we are talking about, and these are the things that have given rise to Biafran actualization. And just like as you said, our anchorman, the Ikenna says that we are going to be asking our Ohanes and Ndibo questions concerning their position, because they are the mouthpiece of the people of the eastern region politically. But we are not seeing all those things happening. They are not defending us. Instead of defending us, they are there to defend their pocket. And so we have to talk. We have to talk to them, and we are using this medium to talk to Ohanes and Ndibo. They should stand to their responsibility. They should stand to their responsibility and know their role to play on behalf of the people they are standing for. And so we are using this medium, the Voice of Biafra International, to talk to Ohanes and Ndibo. The current leadership of Ohanes and Ndibo, they should stand on their feet and speak on behalf of the people. And we are tired. We are tired with the way the government of Nigeria is treating the southeastern region. Economically, there is not we are not benefiting. We have not benefited anything in this current regime, in this APC regime headed by President Muhammadu Buhari. We have not benefited anything at all. And today you are giving him a title in Ebonyi. Today he's moving around in Anambra State with a title, the best friend of Ndibo. Yeah, best friend of Ndibo. Under what? What has he done?
That is a good question. What has he done for us? Is it the 97? Is it the 97 to 5% he gave to us? What has he done for us? Look at the Security Council, the security organ. There is no single Igbo man there. Look at the appointment into the NNPC board and management. No single Igbo person there. Every other appointment is lopsided. We only have a fraction percent in whatever Muhammad Buhari has done as the president of Nigeria. But today, our people feel too proud to confer on him chieftaincy titles. On what ground? What a hypocrisy. We are telling them no, we find it unacceptable conferring such an honor on our number one enemy, somebody who doesn't see anything good in us. We have not forgotten, despite the differences we have with IPOB, we have not forgotten that this man sent soldiers to Biafra land to massacre our brothers. No matter how misguided or prodigal our brothers might be, it was not enough for him to send soldiers, even in absentia, to come and kill our people. And ever since then, he has made no particular statement. All he did was to come to Biafra land, despite taking our chieftaincy title, telling us that we should forget Biafra. Forgetting Biafra meaning what? If Muhammad Buhari should tell us to forget Biafra, why can't he forget the presidency? Telling us to forget Biafra is tantamount to his forgetting the presidency or even forgetting his own Daura region. This is what we are saying, and we are asking Ohanes and Igbo that time has gone for us to be selling us for a porridge. Enough of that. To all these our governors and traditional rulers who mortgage our consciences in order to win sympathy from Abuja, while in the long run, nothing is done to show for it. There will be a time we shall start asking them questions. And let us pray that there will be impression to provide us with answers. Back to you, Uchenna. Okay.
Thank you very much.
And I have to inform you, Sonny Babo is right now online with us. Sonny Babo, you're welcome to the program.
All right.
Yeah, go on, Uchenna.
Okay, Sonny Babo, you are highly welcome to tonight's program. I believe you are with us and you are listening and you have heard the discussion of today. The issue of President Muhammadu Buhari, the conferment of chieftaincy title on him, and all the customs taking points along Eastern region. All these are the things that are making our broadcast today. So, Sonny Babo, what do you have? Do you have anything to tell our people in regard to this? Hello, Sonny Babo, can you hear me?
Maybe the network is very poor there. Umema Smith is of course online. We can see ask him to take over our Yes, we are hearing your place.
I'm having a network issue.
Yeah, we quite understand you, and we don't show that any blame on you at all. So all you need to do is that you keep on listening. Once we ask you to stop, you stop, because it will mean the services are indeed fluctuating for your own side. That's the issue. Thank you very much. Back to you, the moderator.
All right. Thank you very much. And we have to tell the people that...
no, we are still discussing on this custom official that intercept our people that are returning home, carrying a bag or so of foreign rice. Let us give it a few more minutes and discuss on this so that it will go into the ears of the Nigerian federal government to understand that most of the custom officials on the roads are criminals. We make bold to say it. They are criminals. You cannot auction rice to our people or let the borders open and this foreign rice will enter. When it gets into the hands of the consumers, You go and disturb the innocent people. Taking the bags of rice away from them for your personal use or taking bribe from them. We find it unacceptable. We may be tempted to take decisions. This is what we are still discussing.
Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. The truth is that even the custom authority themselves, they know that they are criminals. They are defrauding southeastern region. That is where all of them, the moment they are being appointed or being employed or taken into service, everybody will crumbling to go to southeastern region where they will make money. And they know that we are not happy with them because of their current activities that have been going on in the East. And so we are using this medium also to tell them that we are not happy. And they should know this. They should know this, that we are not happy. Every checking point, each time we go to market, our people keep on complaining. If you come to custom checking point, you must drop 1,000 naira for them. This is what they have been doing. If you don't do that, they will use their patrol van and come after you and they will impound that vehicle you are carrying. Either if they see anything that has to do with Tokumbo clothes or any foreign clothes, right? But most importantly now, the worst one is this rise of a thing. And so we are not happy with them. And we are telling them that they should change or else we'll take another dimension on how to work it out with them. And so Bobo, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
So we are okay. Yeah, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think we are. No, Uche, Didi, please. Uche, Didi, we cannot hear you at all. Just listen and make other contribution to writing. But when you talk, it's quite unfortunate we don't get any word of what you say.
Okay, so we are. Hello?
Yeah, go on, please.
Yes,
Uche, Didi, we cannot hear you. We hear you, but we can't understand you. We hear you, but we cannot understand you because the services from your side are quite fluctuating. That is a problem.
So, Uche, please bear with us. And you should know this yourself, that the network is not favorable to you there to communicate with us properly. But we on our own side, we quite understand your desire to speak to our people. And so, we are so sorry for that. So, my people, we are still saying the same thing. Custom everywhere in Southeast. What are they doing? What are they doing in the Southeast? Looking for a bag of rice. They let go at the border. After collecting the money from the importers, they will still come after them on the streets. They'll extort money from them. This is the character of Nigeria we are living in. This is the country called Nigeria we are living in. They will use one hand and bring you in the other hand and take you off. They are the one that will go and lay siege against you, and they are the one that will come after you again and apprehend you. This is the kind of country we are living in. Nigeria custom. We are warning you people. We are warning you seriously. We are warning you. But we are not going to tell you the step or the direction we are going to take against you. But you should know that what your activities is in Southeast is not welcome. Your activities are bad. And so we want you to desist from such acts. And if you refuse to do that, we know exactly what to do.
And we are telling, let me cut in again, we are telling our people at any border, and not even border, any checkpoint, custom officials stop you to search you. All you need to do is to cleverly get us the custom person's name and number. Get us the name and number, and if you can get us video clips of that particular custom official, we are going to put everything on air without, sympathizing with anybody. Find a way to get a video clips of such custom officials, their names and numbers, and we must surely do something about it. Thank you, moderator.
All right. This is another news coming from the anchorman, and we want to believe that if you do this, I think a lot of things will be cut out. And so don't be afraid. It is your right. Any man, any customer that accosted you on the way wrongly, do your best. Take your own law, take the law into your hand. We're not asking you to go and beat anybody, but take the rightful step by writing down their names, possibly their numbers. And so you bring it to Voice of Biafra International. And we are going to do justice to that. And the right step will be taken. And so I don't know if there's anybody.
I think we have done good justice to that. Now we can move down to the next topic between Ohaneze, Ansorok, and the welfare of Biafran people. What do we do? What do we tell Ohaneze? And what do they tell our people? Let's go to that topic, moderator.
Okay. Ohaneze Ndibo. We know Ohaneze Ndibo. They were supposed to be the people to speak on our behalf. But it's quite unfortunate they are not standing on their two legs. They are being moved around due to money. They are following money up and down, going to Abuja, answering yes sir in Abuja at Abuja just because of money. And we are telling them, because I believe that they are listening to the Voice of Biafra International right away. If all of them are not listening, but I want to believe that a few number of them are listening to us.
Okay, please hold on. Please hold on, moderator. Let's take caller. Please hold on. Hello, caller with number ending 2826. Welcome to the program. This is Voice of Biafra International. Yeah, raise your voice, please. Raise your voice, please, for people to hear you. Okay, we are making broadcasts right now. We are discussing Ohaneze Ndibo and the welfare of Biafrans. Ohaneze Ndibo always go to Abuja and discuss issues without, getting views from our people to know what we want. All we hear is they go to Abuja, they have discussed, but then Alibo becomes unmotorable. Our infrastructure decayed, nothing to show for it. If there is nothing to show for it, what do they go to Abuja for? This is the question we are. These are the questions we are asking.
Okay, I don't mind them. We are just trying to remain slaves forever. So yesterday,
raise your voice, please. Raise your voice. Raise the volume of your phone. Raise your voice. We are not getting you very well.
Okay, so I'm speaking from a police station.
Okay. Yes.
Yesterday, Muhammad Buhari was in this state, and the Ohaneze and the governor of the state. The GM also Ohaneze is on any of Hawan of Poland. So I don't know what made them to start that.
Yes, we heard that. We got that information that he said, what title did they give him? When say the title again, what name did they give him?
Enyo Hawan of this one.
Enyo Hawan of where? Is Buhari our Enyi? Is he a friend to the Igbo? That is the question. Enyo Hawan of Igbo land. Who must have conferred that title on him?
Okay, that's why they gave title. Don't know.
Yes, that is exactly what we are talking here now. We can't understand any reason why Ohaneze and some traditional rulers in connivance with some of our governors could be wasting titles on people that do not deserve them. At times we begin to wonder if something has gone wrong with our people. On what ground would the Buhari be conferred with the title of Enyo Hawan of Igbo land? When, since the 2 years of his governance, the Igbos, the Biafrans have not benefited anything. Why then was he conferred with such a title? We may have to tell Ohaneze, all our traditional rulers, that if they continue to mess the system up, we know the alternative and we know what to do. They are there at our own instance, and we can easily pass of no confidence on them. Pass vote of no confidence on them. And once that is done, it is all over with each and every one of them. This is what we're discussing.
Okay, and then yesterday I allow. We have Buhari saying that the Igbo is Nigeria and the Nigeria is Igbo. So please prepare, bro. That's what he was saying.
Where, yes, we heard when he said that we should forget Biafra. Biafra is not Nigeria. Look at the two names. Biafra is not, this is Biafra, this is Nigeria. Nothing brings them together. Nothing connects them at all. We don't speak Hausa language, we don't speak Igbo. We don't practice the same type of religion. Look, we are totally different in every standard and ramifications. So on what ground would they say that we are one? We can never be one. May God forbid that. We are what is called unity in diversity. But for anybody to say that it is uniformity, that is outright nonsense. We don't believe in that. There can be uniformity. So we find that unacceptable. It's a warning to all our traditional rulers, all those hungry traditional rulers who are looking for crumbs from Asor Rock. One day we shall show them the way out. Thank you for the information you have given to us. Yeah, back to the moderator, please.
All right, thank you very much. The caller from Ebonyi State. That is what is still bubbling us today. We are still talking about our people, the Ohanes and Igbo, for the fact that we are not raining down brimstone and fire upon Ohanes and Igbo or upon the struggle. Does not mean that we don't know the right thing to do, but we chose to take the step and to toe the line of peace, to actualize our sovereignty by making it in a way of non-violence. And even Ohanes and Igbo likes it or not, they will never pull us to violence against each other. But we keep on telling them where they are ailing. We keep on telling them where they are faulty, where they are making mistakes. They should stop following this Nigerian government without telling them their position. Our position is our position. On which way can you confer on Buhari Igbo land? This is not acceptable at all. He should be conferred Onyiru one of Ndi Igbo. He should be conferred Onyiru, enemy one, the first enemy of Ndi Igbo. That is what they should have conferred on him. Just because of money, longer truth. You want to do eye service. This is not acceptable. The people that are behind you are not comfortable with this name. We are not comfortable. We are worried. And you should know this. Yohanes and Igbo, you should know this. I don't know why you people should continue selling yourself to these people. What is wrong with our people? Our old men with gray hair. You ever confine a titleship to somebody and is now as the Eze, you are standing up. What kind of nonsense is this? What kind of assault to our culture, to our tradition? I wonder what our fallen heroes, our ancestors will be saying in the spirit world. You people should stop disgracing yourself, not us. Stop disgracing yourself. We hold you people as our eye in the center of government, but you people are rubbishing us before them. I don't know what is wrong with you. What is wrong? For how long? They said, the white man said a fool at 40 will ever be a fool. Most of you are over 60, 70 years, but you are still foolishly following these people foolishly. People, we are begging you people should take a U-turn and think positive. Think why.
Even I have to come in again, please, moderator. Sorry to cut in. Let us ask ourselves. Go back to history. Have the Yoruba people ever for once conferred anybody with chieftaincy title? Let us think. When in the history of Nigeria's political history, when in the history of Nigerian politics, have the Yorubas conferred chieftaincy title to any distinct head of state? Never. If I'm telling lies, please correct me. I like taking corrections. I have never heard of the Yorubas giving chieftaincy title to any visiting head of state or whatever. But year in, year out in Igbo land, it becomes the order of the day, making nonsense of the titles. Why is that so? Why is it that the Igbos at times behave like the people being remote controlled from somewhere we do not understand? These are our traditional rulers are hungry people. I don't know who made them traditional rulers. I don't really understand. And which community do they govern? At times, it's baffling that the young boys and girls will be there, allowing these hungry, misguided politicians to be selling our destiny in the hands of our invaders. That is too bad. I'm sorry, Mr. Moderator, please take over.
We can't understand you, but we are hearing you. Please bear with us. We know that your heart is burning to speak to our people, but please bear with us. We can hear you, but we cannot understand it due to network fluctuation. So please bear with us and understand with us. Thank you very much. Ume Masleno, are you also affected with the network fluctuation?
No, I'm through.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, what do you have to tell our people in respect to Buhari's conferment of chieftaincy title in Igbo land called Enyo Hawam of Ndibo? How does it sound and how do you understand that? Please speak to our people.
My brother, I'm short of words because first of I've been thinking, what was the purpose of forming a particular Nezembibo, and what informed the membership? How do they choose to belong to that Nezembibo?
Yeah, please hold on, please. I'm sorry. Please, Ume must hold on. Please, Ume must hold on. Let us take caller online. Hello, Tina Chikwe. Tina Chikwe is online with us. Hello, Tina. Good evening. You are welcome to the program, Tina Chikwe.
Yes, as the map concerning custom and another one,
Yeah, because our sister Tina, where to look at the because candy Biafra maybe I don't know looking. Where to go on the looking Kahana Hineku?
I think organ news. Now, who come from
Yeah, it's in what school again. APC, yes.
Yes. All them going at my people
Yeah, ọ bụ eziokwu ọkwa n'ihe ka information anyị na-enweta na asị na nwa nna ikwu Odumegwu Ojukwu si na APGA wee gafee na pati ndị APC. Ihe malitere ozi agwa ahụ anyị amatabeghị, kama na ndị na-akọ akọ na-ekwu na ya na Obianọ na-enwe nghọtahie. A na-asị na dịka o siri kwuo mkpụrụ ụbọchị ole ma ole gara aga na kemgbe nna ya gbara nna ikwu Ojukwu na Obianọ enwebeghị ihe o mere sị ka echeta Ojukwu ihe ka n'iyi achọ sị ka emee ncheta maka Odumegwu Ojukwu. Mana ugbu a ọ bụ eziokwu, mana ugbu a elekshọn ruo ole ọ ga-were akwa dọọ werezie aha Ojukwu na ihe ndị ọzọ na-abịa chijode chizie ka o jiri aha Ojukwu wee win elekshọn. Ihe ndị ahụ ekwuru bụ eziokwu. N'obodo na-aga n'ihu anyị tozu ịdị na-eme ncheta Ojukwu every year na Anambra steeti, mana ncheta Ojukwu a na-eme every year ọwụ Chief Dr. Rafụ Wazirike na ndị bim-massob na-eme ya n'Owerri every year. So anyị ga-enye kudos to Chief Wazirike. Yes.
Nyanwa bụ Emeka na-agba ụgwọ ka eme. Hello.
Chere ka nna ikwo our sister Tina Chike kucha biko welewe. Okay, okwu ya gongo na-ekwu gawazie n'ihu. Yeah, go on please. Go on, our sister is through.
Okay, let me. I can go on, Abi?
Yeah, go on, please.
Okay, let me continue. I would have loved to speak concerning the.
Go on. This is random talk. It's random talk. Go on.
Okay. Emeka na-agba ụgwọ Obianọ nye reason na Obianọ enwebeghị ihe otu o si celebrate Ojukwu n'ala Biafra na Anambra State. Ndị niile bim-massob na-eme n'Owerri onwenugo nke ọ bịara.
That is a question. Thank you for that, please. Thank you for that.
Ọ na-eche ka anyị butere ya nkwụ wetara ya invitation ka o wee bịa. Ọ nọ ebe ahụ na-akwụ ihe amaghị m mana nsogbu adịrọ na ya na ọgọdị na-eme ihe ọ na-eme ka ụbọchị gwụchara ka amarụta a ga-esi ahazụrụ kesi ya bawa APC ọlaike ya ga-enwe pati ọzọ ọ ga-ajoin ya ga-ejoin ya na nke ahụ enwe ihe ojisi ya ga na-eji nna ya Ojukwu wee na-akọva up because ịhụ na ama m na ebe nna ya ukwu Ojukwu na ugbu a anya mmiri ga na-abụ ya n'ebe nwa ya nwoke Emeka ha nọ maka na nwa
honestly, that was a very good observation. Since the bim-massob family under Owazika, has been celebrating Ojuku's, remembering Ojukwu every year at Owerri, why hasn't he joined them one of the days? Does he expect special invitation when we are remembering his very father? We consider him a disappointment. I would like to say that he doesn't deserve to be called Ojuku's son, but then we are disappointed in him. If he likes, let him relocate to the Hausa area. We find him insignificant. This is a special of things. Go on, please.
Okay. Then on the issue of like I was saying before, how do they enroll people into that group? First of all, what is the brain behind the formation of Ohaneze League? Our people will always like to make wrong use of groups that we have formed with a good intention. The intention, what they presented to the Igbo race, or to the Igbos generally, that led them to form Ohaneze was to for us to have a voice that will be speaking on our behalf. But unfortunately, saw themselves together as the Ohaneze. Happen to be those that are looking for a way to enrich themselves, hiding under the platform of Igbo or Southeast, because that as an opportunity for them to get whatever they desire from the federal government or from Abuja. Then, on the issue of giving Bukari chieftaincy title, I think one word for that is just psychophancy. And I don't think there's any other, just psychophancy, because you call him Enyo Hawan. I don't know, I don't really understand the meaning of that Enyo Hawan. But one thing that also make me to say, well, to all those things is when I look at the traditional rulers that confer those titles, they are also political traditional rulers. All these traditional rulers that one governor or the other will just impose on the people, and they become a traditional ruler. How many of them has or four? How many of those traditional rulers has or four? Because if they should have a fun between all these rubbish, one day they will just fall and die without anybody knowing what killed them. Because you don't mess up the land. You don't mess up the land because you want to satisfy your political paymasters. They keep denying the Igbo race what's supposed to come to them. If you don't have these people, how these people share the little contract that are always assigned to our people, you pity for the Igbos. The little opportunity I had to understand what was going on there through my brother when he was alive, my late brother, I worked for the Igbo race. These people that call themselves Ohanese, they are the people the Abuja power will always use to destabilize their league entirely. They are the same people, and that is why you see that whenever any leader from Abuja, maybe president or whatever, comes from Abuja to preside him, you will see all of them coming out as if they're anything. Because every now and then you see them running to Abuja. They are not representing us. So whatever you are here, whatever I see them do, I don't count it to be something that the Igbos did. I just see it as something that some set of selfish people that call themselves leader, that they only lead their pocket or what they. I don't regard it as something that the Igbos did or something that was done for the Igbos. So whatever traditional, whatever title they may have given to, they shouldn't attach Igbo to that. If they say Enyo Hawan, they should call it Enyo Hawan for Hane and not Enyo Hawan of Igbo land. And that is just what I have to tell them concerning all those people to do. And they should stop hiding under the name Igbo. I think it's high time they change that name. They should stop answering Ohanese. They should stop answering Ohanese because they're not representing the masses. They're not representing us. So they should stop using our name to cover, just like what Nando was doing, using people of Biafra to cover up to get this civic interest. That is exactly the same thing people are doing. I don't know when our people will learn and stop allowing these things to continue happening to us. I don't want to get angry because of this. So let me just stop here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much for your contributions. I still hand over back to the moderator to continue from there.
Yes, Marcelinus, the worldwide people that have heard your voice and you have spoken well. Thank you so much. I want to use this opportunity to welcome our brother Jude Chijoke. Are you there with us? Is the network favorable to you to speak to our people?
No, I don't think. From the signal I'm having here, it's not connected.
Okay. All right. We still feel bad about our people, the elders of the land, the Ohanese Ndibo, the attitude they exhibited recently by confining on the President Muhammadu Buhari, the Enyo Hawan of Igbo land, our worst enemy, comparing him as our best friend.
Now, let us ask our questions. Let us ask ourselves questions. Where are the Ohanese Ndibo? That's the members now. Also mean by where are the membership of Ohanese Ndibo? That's a big question. Do we have Ohanese yet we don't have any motorable road in Biafra land? Do we have Ohanese? Why in the whole of Biafran state we don't have any functional airport? Enugu Airport hosts a Ethiopian airline once in 2 weeks or once in a week. Port Harcourt is a no-go area. Calabar does not function. Where do we have Ohanese? Do we have Ohanese when the whole of Biafra land there's no seaport, even though water everywhere in Biafra land, even the Onitsha inland port? And yet we have Ohanese. Do we have Ohanese when we are being misrepresented at Abuja? And you tell me we have Ohanese. Ohanese was there when lopsided appointments were made into the NNPC board and management without any single Igbo man of Biafra extraction. Ohanese could not say anything. Go to the Security Council in Abuja, no single Igbo man, and yet Ohaneze is there. Doing what? The only time Ohaneze becomes visible is when they want to share some gratis from Abuja. And after that, they will come and they delve into rhetoric. I promise our people in the coming weeks, we are going to invite Ohaneze chieftain here to come and take questions of our people on why they have failed us. We can't be boasting that we have Ohaneze when nothing is functioning. Ohaneze is a mere nomenclature. And there's nothing in that. Since I've been hearing of Ohaneze, I have never for a time heard of anything tangible they gave to our people, or they attracted even to our people. Tell me, Ohaneze does not influence political appointments. Never. Look at the recent distribution of rail lines in the Federation. There was no single rail line to cross the southeast, even though we provide every economic activity. Ohaneze could not say anything. And you tell me we have Ohaneze. What is the function? What is the duty of Ohaneze? The only thing Ohaneze does is to organize chieftaincy titles for foreign invaders. And you tell us we have Ohaneze when our people are dying day in, day out. Ohaneze does nothing. We are not trying to sound disrespectful. They are our elders and we have our polite language for them. But rather, we are complaining that the fathers are failing their children. Our fathers are failing their children, and this is our complaint. This is why we are lamenting. But unfortunately, the more we lament, the more they look the other way around, as if they are not concerned, as if we are not human beings. Our Ohaneze is failing us. Ohaneze, under Nyamodo, started very, very well. Of course, I still commend him, but we want him to do more. When something is going wrong in Biafra land, Ohaneze should stand against it. When we are being denied of our own national cake, Ohaneze should come and speak out, just like the Fede or the Arewa elders. For one thing I know, our Biafran youths are highly intimidative. They can confront their opponents anywhere, anytime. I commend them. But unfortunately, our very Ohaneze always feel shy whenever they see the Yoruba or the Hausa person. Why is this so? We are getting tired of that rickety, outgoing structure, organization called Ohaneze. We may have to find something new. After all, in the world body, when the League of Nations could not function, United Nations was formed to take over. If then Ohaneze is not functioning, we may have to be compelled to form a different body to take over from them. Just like the UN took over from League of Nations. This is our promise to Ohaneze. One day, we shall start mobilizing ourselves. And there will be no room for them to hold any meeting anywhere. Tell me, Ohaneze, which particular civic center have they built? Tell me, which one has Ohaneze built? Can they point out anything visible? The only thing visible we can boast of in Biafra land today is Ojukwu Memorial Library being consulted by the leadership of bim-massob. That is the only visible thing we can boast of in Biafra land. Outside that, tell me what again? I wouldn't like to sound abusive, but even other Biafra agitators, apart from the Human Rights Initiative that has its own headquarters at Owerri, 90 Wedra Road, Owerri. No other group agitator has office anywhere in Biafra land. Their offices exist on Facebook. And yet, these are the people that come to condemn Ohaneze. We are condemning Ohaneze because we are acting outside the presence of what they do. We have different ideology and we know how we accomplish our own. Come to Owerri on the 26th of this month. You will understand what we mean. Ohaneze is failing us. The membership is failing us. They are not acting like the Fede and the Arewa groups. We are disappointed in Ohaneze. How come that the entire infrastructure is collapsing in Biafra land? Ohaneze is not speaking out. Every day and all day long, they shuttle to Abuja after collecting what I don't know. They come and delve into rhetoric, trying to confuse our sensibilities. Because we don't ask questions, because we pay much homage or respect to the elders, because that is how we were brought up. But when we continue to suffer like this, there will be a time one day we shall begin to ask our fathers questions, politely anyway. And time is running out. Ohanese must wake up to their own responsibilities. Mr. Moderator, sir. Hello, Moderator. Uchenna, okay, are you there? Oh, it seems I've lost it once again. The service is not friendly to us today at all. We don't know what is happening. Uchenna, okay, are you still there with us to take over the challenge? No, we have lost him. Now, what we are saying is this, and I believe Ohanese people they are hearing and understanding what we are saying. They need to buckle up because we are tired of all these things. Every part of Biafra land, life has become very, very brutish. They don't even talk to our governors who act with impunity. Take a look at Owerri. Over the month, how many statues built, constructed at Owerri? How much spent on nothing but statues, something that cannot talk, something that cannot move, something that has nothing to offer to our people. Imo State Governor expended millions of our hard-earned taxpayers' money. Ordinarily, Ohanese is supposed to condemn that outrightly. But how can Ohanese condemn after collecting something from the governor? Of course, I'm not talking born out of deep conviction that they took money, but this is what I'm suspecting. Otherwise, why have they not spoken in outright condemnation of such amount of money used in erecting mere statues in Imo State? We are tired of the whole mess. Ohanese must speak out. Ohanese must try and speak in terms of equality with their Yoruba and Hausa counterparts if they want us to take them serious. We cannot be answering, say we have Ohanese, when they are doing practically nothing in the interest of our own people. We may have to do away with that very soon. And we mean business. Just like we are gradually mobilizing to make sure that all these stealing politicians at Abuja, we send them back to their own homes. And then more better people, patriotic people, who shall go there to talk to our neighbors eyeball to eyeball that it is either Biafra or nothing will work out. I don't know if Moderator is back there now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
We were not getting you at all. We thought we had lost you. So welcome back to the program and take over the floor.
Okay. Thank you very much, the Oracle. Honestly speaking, you have said it all. Ohanese and Igbo, we know that we cannot talk to you, but we respect you a lot. We respect you, but you are not taking our respect. You are taking it as if we are not human. And so we must tell you the truth. When you are straying, we must call you to order, and that is what we are doing. Thank God for Chief Dr. Raf, whom God has called at this time to pilot the affairs of Igbo nation, and has put this voice in place to speak for our people, so that we can use it to reach out to every elite individual in Igbo land and Biafra land. And so we are telling Ohanese and Igbo, till tomorrow, stand up to your responsibility. Your responsibility is to defend the people that have trusted, that they can casted their trust on you. And since you are failing, we have to cry out to you and tell you that you are failing. So, Ohanese and Igbo, you are failing. In fact, you have failed. There is no road in our land and you are following these people sheepishly. We want you to wake up to your responsibility. You are sleeping, and not only sleeping, you are snoring. And so we are calling you to order. We are calling the current leadership of Ohaneze Nigo to order. Please walk to your responsibility. And when this is done, believe you me, the people will rally around you. And that is what is supposed, that is how it's supposed to be. Your people rallying around you because you are working. We should stop acting as if we are animals in the zoo kingdom. We are not. God has endowed this Biafra nation with knowledge and understanding, different types of wisdom to make things happen, to work out positively in the land. But it seems that our leader doesn't want things to go well with us at all. It is hard. It's happening. It is painful. It pains our heart on what you people are doing. And so, I think we should continue to advise our people on this, and so that they will desist from this step they are taking. Why should you take such step? No wonder when other groups come up with the fire and brimstone on you keep on calling them all sorts of names. It is because you are not working, because you are not working for the people. And that is why we have to speak out. And so, as you are under our voice tonight, you better listen and listen carefully. And walk and stand to your responsibility. You know your responsibility. Not this jamboree that you people are displaying over around the southeastern region, over the Biafra land. This is not what we expected you, or what we are expecting you to do. We expect you to speak. When errors are going on, you speak. Never mind the person in question, be it presidents, our senators, our reps representing all of us. We should speak to them and talk to them so that they will stand up to their responsibility. We have appointed you for a purpose, and you have to deliver. You have to deliver, but it is quite unfortunate that you people are not delivering. Don't you ever take us for nothing. We can act, and if you stood up to act, we can act effectively. We are telling you this because we still have some respect for you. But if you abuse this respect we have for you, we are going to rob you people tomorrow. And it's better that we don't do this. I don't know, Ikena, do we have anybody online?
Yes, Ume Maslinos is online. Ume Maslinos is still online with us. Ume Maslinos in Lagos.
Okay, Ume Maslinos. I don't know. Is the network still favorable to you? What about Sonny Bobo?
Yeah, Sonny Bobo is not online. You know, there is this network fluctuation always coming. We connect and we disconnect. That's the problem. So right now, only Ume Maslinos is online.
Okay, Ume Maslinos, because of the importance of this discussion, we have to talk to Elaine so that our people will be able to understand, and our elders too. We know that they are hurting our hearts. So I don't know if you still have anything to tell our people and to the elders.
Okay, thank you. I think Ohaneze are serving the purpose. The powers at Abuja want them to be serving. And that purpose is just against the wish of the general public of Igbo extraction. And it is a pity, it is disheartening that those who are supposed to be speaking for us on our behalf and what they are using to unleash all manner of ill treatment to us. And I think they forgot that definitely after everything, one has to render account of their stewardship, both to the land But that is one thing they don't think about. But I thank God for what He has done by raising somebody like Chief Doctor for through him he found the beam to use them to liberate our people. I remember sometime discussing with one of my friends. He said, "Will these people still exist in Biafra?" I said, "What will be the essence of their existence?" They will only exist as individuals and not as individuals. So whatever they are doing now, they should be fast and achieve whatever they want to achieve now, because the time is running out for them. Time is actually running out for them. Our people just take that for ready to be seen today, we shall see them no more. That is just the message I have for our people. Or even for Hannes, they should just each and every one of them they should start preparing their scorecard, because they'll definitely appraise themselves and see if they have it or not. It will be a great disappointment to them, because when they discover that all what they have done is nowhere to be found anywhere. Nowhere to be found in Biafra land, because I don't think any of them has any record to present in Biafra. So they should just continue. Let those of them that maybe have some that will maybe retrace their state after listening to this particular podcast. Maybe they will still have ordinarily. If I were them, I should be worried. Why are we not invited at Juku Memorial? And there's that because of the purpose they serve Abuja people, they serve Abuja, they are not even invited. Even if they are invited, I wonder how many of them will not the invitation, because they will be afraid that if we should identify with this man, or they will close up, and that always left for whatever we do. And because they never want to come to at the moment, from the Hanese even that they went to tell Abuja that don't mind that man, he's not speaking for the Igbos, he's the son of a white man. Was it not one of them from the Hanese? So I don't expect anything. And in fact, this got me annoyed. So if any other person has anything.
Yes, I think we may have to make it clear that in time to come, let me say it has even started, that anybody, be you a politician or traditional ruler, and you don't make statements in favor of Biafra, we are going to disown whoever the person is, be a politician or whatever. If the one is a politician, we make sure that he or she would not return to the National or State Assembly anymore. We must do something to make sure that anybody that tends to represent the collective will of the Biafran people must think Biafra and practice Biafra all the time. This is going to be a criteria for us to allow them on representative status. The idea of allowing come one, come all must come to an end. We must first of all determine who comes. We are tired of having criminals to be representing us. And when they are there, the interest of the people does not reign paramount anymore, except selfish interests and that of their families. We can't understand the situation where all the politicians have their families abroad, while the very people they are representing are languishing in protracted agony and poverty. Go to the villages, you see an old woman trying to fetch firewood. Go to the villages, you see an old woman trying to fetch water from a far distant river. Go to the villages, you see an old woman toiling in the farm to feed herself. Go to the villages and see an old woman struggling to survive by selling few things that can't even feed her for one particular day. And yet from the same village you can see a politician rollicking all the time and gambling. In the same village you will see a politician with a high wall compound. Where did he get the money? By suffering their people, the next door woman, the next door man. In the same village, the politician will be using high capacity generator to provide for himself and his family 24-hour electricity. The next door neighbor, who is an old woman, does not have light, at least to look out for things in the darkness of the night. In the same village, there is no pipe-borne water to satisfy the needs of their people or the thirst of the people. Why the politician has raised up a very mighty tank to be supplying him with water regularly. Yet where did he get the money? Because we voted them in. During time for electioneering campaign, all these politicians will be in the marketplace eating akra with the common woman, eating groundnut with the common woman, even sitting in mama put, trying to deceive our people, and you think they are there with us, they are men of the people. The moment they enter there, it is all over. And they draw a line of demarcation. You dare not cross the boundary. These are the politicians we have. And nobody is talking. Unfortunately, when these politicians commit all sorts of atrocities against us, nobody talks, because the politician might come from your own angle. Somebody will say, Patrick Lumumba will say, the problem we have in Nigeria is ownership of thieves. This is a problem we have in Nigeria, ownership of thieves. When he has stolen, you say, okay, yes, he has stolen because he has stolen for us, he's our son. But when another person steals, you say, oh, why has he stolen? He must be taken into inquisition. Tell me, just like FCC today, how many people up north has EFCC brought to public ridicule? All their captures, all their victims are from the south. How can they justify that? This is what Patrice Lumumba would describe as ownership of thieves. When the thief comes from your own region, he's no more a thief. Even if he's a thief, he's our own thief. But when he comes from a different region, oh, he must be investigated. Some time ago, the then governor of Lagos State, Fashola, bought 3 bulletproof vehicles. They said he was a governor, he had the right. But when Aviation Minister Stella Odra bought only 1, everywhere was aflame. Our Igbo people kept silent. Ohanese kept silent. And the Arewa and the Afenifere ridiculed our daughter. Nobody could utter a word. When an Igbo person is being denigrated, when an Igbo person is being, reduced to nothing, to inhumanity, Ohanese will not talk. Our politicians will not talk. And our own person will suffer alone. Tell me, how many bulletproof cars did Stella Odio purchase that Fashola did not purchase, that Tinubu did not purchase, and other top politicians from the east, from the north and the west? Because she is our daughter. Nobody complained. Nobody defended her. The only misguided person we have, Obi Ezekwesili, who continues to fight against her own people. These are the people we have there, calling them politicians. We must begin to ask them questions one by one. We are gradually moving to a terminal point where we shall gather all the politicians and begin to ask them questions one after the other. And whoever fails to satisfy the needs of our people shall face the inquisition. We can never remain fools forever. They can never stay there and be cheating us, trying to becloud us all the time. Enough is enough. Otherwise, tell me, look at all our politicians. What don't they have? You tell me a politician wardrobe allowance and he cut away with our millions and billions. Wardrobe allowance. When the ordinary child in the primary school does not have a school uniform. Go to Imo State. Rochas Okrocha is building statues for foreign gods. When in many primary schools in Imo State, there are no seats for their pupils to sit on. Everywhere is flooded. Everywhere is, leaking. The whole roof leaking. He could not bring this money to make sure, provide a better conducive environment for our children to be studying. All he did was to use our money to erect statues of foreign gods. Tell me what again as it is happening in Imo State. Right now he is under APC. Let me make it clear and plain and pellucid. Come 2019, he is handing over power in Imo State. And Rogers has a son, a son-in-law, of course, or his own in-law. Put it whichever way you like. Now, his own in-law is from Olu Zone. Let me make it abundantly clear. I am from Olu Zone, but equity must reign. Olu has had a fair share of political appointment in Imo State when you talk of governorship. Now, Rogers' own in-law is from Olu Zone. But because he is grooming him to take over the APC governorship ticket in Imo State, he has now become a citizen of Owerri by registration or adoption. And foolishly, some people at Owerri, in Owerri Zone, are celebrating him. Let us see how that will happen in Imo State. Let us see how, after ruling Imo State for 8 disastrous years, Rogers will then impose his own in-law, who is from Olo, but now trying to be from Owerri by adoption or registration, because he wants to take over the governorship of Imo State, which is now the turn of Owerri. I am telling you, Owerri people, it can never happen. I am from Olo, but we are going to put heads together to make sure it does not happen. Equity dictates that Olo has had its own share of the whole share, and it is now the turn of Owerri or Okigwe. Anybody trying to impose Olo person again on the governorship seat of Imo State is looking for unprecedented catastrophe in that particular state. And we make bold to say it. There must be equity. Everybody must be part of the collective patrimony. Enough is enough. Because we are keeping quiet, people tend to misbehave and just treat us as if we are not human beings. You take what belongs to us, you hand over to foreigners. You take our chieftaincy title, and you have one of Igbo land. You get to our #1 enemy. Have we forgotten what happened at Asaba? Where a whole generation of our men and women, our men were massacred. Today you have forgotten. And the same people, we are giving them chieftaincy title in Igbo land. The gods are watching. The gods indeed are watching. This thing cannot continue to happen all the time. There must be an end to it.
Yes.
One day, in local colloquium, they say, one day, monkey go market, he no go return. One day, this monkey go market, he no go return. There is a time. Things must not remain the same all the time. It's impossible. No one person or politician or governor must win all the time. Otherwise, we ourselves must be losing all the time. Nature did not program it that way. You lose some, you gain some, you gain some, you lose some. That is balance. That is law of balance. You cannot take everything that belongs to us. Go to foreign banks. This will start our hard-earned money over there. There's no development in Alibu. All the governors in foreign banks start all our monies there. And getting employment for other countries, while in our own country, everybody is dying of unemployment. Look at our youth. The last time I visited Biafra land, all my age mates were looking like my grandfathers. Last time I visited Biafra land, I met both to say it. All my age mates were looking like my grandfathers because of hardship. And yet the governors are there. Their children are in Europe here, schooling, enjoying all the good things of life. The children of the lesser gods, the children of the poor, the children of lesser human beings, second-class citizens, are there suffering, languishing in protracted poverty, suffering inanition, hunger, starvation all the time, deprived and deprived. And yet they said our governors care. Care for who? We shall tell our people, but unfortunately and most lamentably, we don't have Nigerian students anymore. All we have today, a bunch of illiterates, people who cannot express themselves in common English. How can they do that when they buy scores? Our students are there. They don't discuss the national or state issues. In our days in the University of Benin, no government, state or federal that tried that nonsense. If you doubt us, go and ask Babangida what happened 1987. Not 87, please. That was 89, thereabouts. Anti-SAP riots. He will never forget it. In our days, we challenge government policies. We determine there are a lot of things. Before any politician, any government will come to impose policies, he must first of all consult the students, because we were there to say no. And once we pronounced no, nobody will try it, otherwise we burn down a whole state. Today, do we have students? Students that have become politicians. They move from place to place. They collect money from politicians and sell themselves. They are a student. Today, if there is a state union election, you see all of them dying to capture it because they want to go and dine and wine with politicians. Students are supposed to form pressure groups to make sure that the government rules are in accordance with the will of the people. Today, we don't have students again. Go to Owerri. How many schools do you find there? Imo State University is there. Alva Ikoki is there. Federal Polytechnic, State Polytechnic, Federal University of Technology. Name them. How many of them? And the statues are standing still over there at Owerri. In our days in the University of Benin, that thing wouldn't stand at Ekema Road. Not even at Obowo. No matter the part of Benin City, it will not stand the test of time. We pull it down. How many schools in Imo State? The only thing they do is every evening from 7 o'clock in the night, you see all the girls littered on the streets. And all the boys are encouraging them. Nobody talks. Nobody questions the government. It couldn't have happened in our days. Never. If you doubt, go and ask any of the people that went to the University of Benin in the years yore. Not only UNIBEN, Ahmad Bello is a history anybody can repeat. University of Lagos and very many other universities that time. Nobody tried any rubbish. Today we have a bunch of students who hardly pass as students. Look at them. Nobody talks, nobody reacts. Every politician gets away with their looks. We talk of ownership of politicians, ownership of criminals, ownership of thieves. Where do we go from here? We shall begin to ask our people questions very, very soon. We are gradually coming together. This is the age of enlightenment. No more the primitive or medieval time. We are no more in the Stone Age. We are moving ahead of time. This is modernism. And everything must be born anew. We are tired of these politicians. We are tired of these governors. We are tired of these traditional rulers. We are tired of all these people that waste our resources in the interest of foreigners. What are we going to bequeath to our children? Poverty, suffering, subordination, or what? What are we going to bequeath our children? Today, somebody will finish graduating after a national youth service. Year in, year out, the person will still be looking for employment. In those days, before you finish your university, the job was waiting for you. Today, a graduate is begging to ride Okada. A graduate is begging to be a driver with Dangote. A graduate is lining up day in, day out to be a conductor. Just because they want to feed. Just because they want to keep body and soul together. And yet we have government that siphons our resources abroad. Nobody talks. Nobody questions them. These governors have their estates. Few days ago, let me say last week or two, it was so amazing. Somebody was at Owerri. videoing the expansive compound of Imo State's deputy governor, Jesus Christ, as large, as wide as a desert of vast eternity. For over 20 minutes, the Okada or the driver was moving around this man's compound. How come ordinary deputy governor acquired such portions of land and ward everything around alone to himself, and nobody's talking? How much is his own salary? Nobody talks. They get money from federal government. What happens to this money? Imo State is in the is one of the oil producing states. What do we benefit? What do we get from that? Anambra State, the same thing. Ebonyi State, the same thing. Let me ask our students, when last did you receive bursary award? Tell me, Imo State students, Anambra State students, Enugu, Ebonyi, Abia State students, could you tell me when last you thought about the bursary allowance, which is your right as a student of a particular state? The last time Imo State students had their bursary was when I was a student in the University of Benin. Then as a secretary, I mobilized our people, moved down to Owerri and hijacked Ivan Senwurem. He was forced to give us bursary that very day. Today, where are our students? And I'm quite sure our students today, our present day students don't know what is called bursary allowance. They don't know. Ask them what is bursary allowance. Our students today don't know. We have to inform them. Bursary allowance is a right. The state owes you this particular responsibility. It's an obligation. You are supposed to get bursary allowance every semester to complement whatever your parents are giving to you. It is your right. It is part of the education budget. And when this money goes there, who takes the money when you don't ask for it? And you say you're a student. How can you tell me you're a student? It's not enough to put on graduation gown or matriculation gown and continue to parade and then feast everything on Facebook for people to hear you, to see you. When you don't do those things that befit the studentship, tell us, how could we have how many schools in Owerri in particular, and such statues that offer our people nothing are still standing erect? Nobody is questioning these things. I'm not trying to instigate crisis, but I'm trying to tell our people what we are supposed to do to call our governments to order. Anambra produces oil. Where are the benefits? Imo State is part of it. Where are the benefits? Abia State. Go to Ebonyi State. They have every source of mineral resources. Where are the benefits? What of Enugu? Every part of Biafra land. Our governors siphon all these things and leave their poor people to continue to cry overnight. Every day they say, heaven will pay us. Heaven will pay who? We want to start this enjoyment here on earth. If you're a poor person here, let me make it clear to you. If you're a poor person on earth here, you're going to carry the same poverty in the spiritual realm. Don't think that if you die a poor person, there over there you live in a mansion. Who will give it to you? You will go there to reap what you planted here on earth. If you planted poverty here on earth, you are going to reap poverty over there. Let us stop believing all this trash they tell us in their churches, holding us hostage. It is because of the type of Christianity we practice. That is why we don't understand anything. Christianity is good. I must be honest with you. But the type of Christians we have today is appalling. Look at our pastors. When the earlier missionaries came to Nigeria, to Biafra land in particular, they built schools here and there, primary to secondary. And our children, our fathers, our forefathers attended all these schools free of charge. These missionaries came to Biafra land, built schools, primary, secondary schools, and allowed our people then to attend all these schools free of charge and even offer them free education. Most of these, our roadside highway pastors were beneficiaries of all these schools. Today, take a census of all the evangelists, all the pastors in our country today. They built universities and secondary schools. No free education. No child or children of the poor can attend these schools except the children of the gods and goddesses. The list is 350,000 per semester. 350,000 per semester. What do you expect of a poor person in the village? 350,000 per semester. How many decades would a man serve before he or she, as a woman, serves up to 100,000 naira? In this age or in the age to come. And you're a man of God. You become an obstacle to progress. You're a man of God. You dampen the optimism of the people you preach to. You're a man of God. You don't show any good example. You're a man of God. You continue to collect tithes and then continue to pocket everything. You're a man of God. The ordinary child there has no money to enter ordinary Okada to go anywhere. But you're a man of God. You are flying on the best jets on earth. Look at the Catholic Pope. He was offered yesterday a very wonderful car that cost up to 180,000 euros. A humble man, he rejected it. He put it for auctioning and took the proceeds and gave to charity homes. That is a good example. In Nigeria, who is the pastor that will do that? Never. They build schools. Bangkok University, Madonna University, Covenant University. Name them. Look at the names they are giving them. When the children of the poor can never, in any stretch of imagination, attend any of these schools. We may have to convert some of these churches to speak centers one day. They cannot continue to rip us dry. When they tell you that if you fail to pay tithe, you are robbing God, tell them it's all a lie. I'm sorry, I have to delve into religion a bit. It's part of our problem. Tell them it's all a lie. The best tithe you can give is go back to your village. Look for a poor woman, a poor man who has no person to help him or her. Find something little. If the man or woman is living under a leaking roof, find a way to help the person to roof it once again. Provide better accommodation to the needy, to the homeless. Give something to the hungry in your own village. That old woman who has lost all his children and has nobody to help, go to that woman, take that money meant for criminal pastors and give to that woman. God in his infinite mercy will reward you most abundantly. Your pastor has jet. Look at riding limousine. Their own kingdom already is on earth. And they ask you to keep on contributing. Tell me, this money you pay year in, year out, where does it go? Take another example. Look at all the Nigerian rich pastors. They have a mobile policemen providing guard for them, protecting them, even when in the altar, where the God will worship is supposed to protect them. They have policemen, security men on guard. Yeah, they ask you to take holy water, take holy oil, take holy handkerchief. Go and read books that this is going to protect you. Why can't they use oil, water, whatever, handkerchief to protect themselves? Stupid people. And you keep on believing trash. Jesus Christ came and taught us the essence of humility and the love for one another. But there is no pastor today who is humble or who has the love of the people at heart. No. All we have today are camouflages. Devils in wolves in sheep's clothing. We are going to unmask many of them. Come to Dutchland, from where we are streaming live now. Come to Germany. You see how the Catholic Church uses the money provided by Caritas to help the needy. I bet you, every Christmas, every New Year, every Easter, Catholic churches will look for the poor people, the less privileged, and give them some money to better their days. They buy clothes they send to them. They don't ask them to pay AMC. Mothers this, fathers this, pay this. If you want a miracle this year, tell me, how does this miracle, every year the same type of miracle? Does it mean we don't have a perfect God anymore? So here in Deutschland, they use the money that comes into the church to better the interests of the people, while in Nigeria and Africa generally, they keep on taking this money away from you. Oslo regulation, movement from the lower to the higher level through semi-permeable membrane. They take everything away. They siphon you. You look dry. Look at our pastors. They're looking healthy, fresh, wearing suit, wearing perfume. Look at you. Look at the shoe you are wearing. Looking like crocodile. Facing Eastern zone. You can't change your shoe. Look at the one your pastor is putting on. You can't even change the ordinary tire of your bicycle. Look at the limousine, the pastor you are paying for. Is using. On the last day, once you go to the immediate beyond, they still continue to control you. You become subordinate to them forever. There's no two ways about it. We have to come back to our senses. We indeed must come back to our senses. What brought me into this is because of the dire activities of our organizers and politicians. Those people who are there as representative figures, but they do practically nothing in the interest of the people they tend to lead. We are heading towards the terminal point, and the death is in sight. There will be a time when there will be no escape route for any of these politicians. Time is coming. Even these our so-called traditional rulers, who now take bribes, patriotism for them to market justice. There will be a time when everybody shall be a traditional ruler. Somebody goes and steals, comes back home and gives you money. You give the person chieftaincy title, and the person continues to multiply crime in our own society. Aren't you encouraging evil? There's no safe haven in Biafra land today. Everywhere is porous, and nobody's talking. We shall start mobilizing our deprived and deprived youth. One day we shall form a body like if you look on the screen now, those of you who are monitoring this program on Facebook and YouTube, if you watch our screen now, you will see the picture that is being displayed, that if people come together, they can even mend a crack in the sky. It's an African proverb. If people come together, they can even mend a crack in the sky. If we, the youth, come together, whether you're a Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo, if we come together, we discipline all these politicians. We discipline all of them from A to Z. We discipline our traditional rulers. We discipline our pastors. If we come together, we teach them a lesson they will never forget. If we come together, these politicians, traditional rulers, and what have you, they will not misbehave again by trying to mortgage our collective patrimony. There will be a time. Look on the screen, on Facebook or YouTube, how the children gather, put all their food together, and then form their circle. No penetration, no leakage. One day we are going to sit like this and tell all these politicians, our traditional rulers, our Ohanese, there will be no escape route. We have died enough. We have indeed died enough. We have suffered enough. And this thing will not continue like that. These are the things we are telling our people. The youth must begin to guard their loins now. Time has come. God is going to provide us a leader who is going to make sure that we call this food to order. Of course, right now, the bim-massob family is there. No doubt about it. And we thank the bim-massob family for giving us this particular opportunity to air our views. Our youth are suffering. Go to villages. You see poverty reaching on everybody's faces. If you are not on government appointment, you cannot eat. If you are not a real relation of a politician, you cannot eat. You can't drink water. Nothing to show for it. No road everywhere, knee deep, flooded, dust everywhere. Villages have become narrow paths. No motorable roads in the villages again. But they are what contract? They are what contract of 100 million. They spend only 1 million to tar the road and take the remaining one. Last time, the former governor of Kaduna State, as well as Anambra, we are saying that in their days, they used to take only 10%. 10%. But today, politicians take 90% and give us 10%. And we rejoice and go home clapping for them. And keep on voting for them. They use with time we no more go hungry. Because these politicians build their houses and we don't burn down these houses. It is our money. We can destroy the houses. Or instead of destroying their houses, we sack them and use that house for civic center. Yes, we can do it. It is our money. But when it happens, ownership of votes will come into play. Oh, you want to leave Mbano to come to Mbise to come and fight our own man. You want to leave Mbise and come to Mbitolu to come and fight our own man. You want to leave Mbitolu and come to Mbato to fight our own man. In this heat of confusion, everybody goes home disappointed and keep on complaining. Why is it that our people don't understand? Everybody is dying in agony, complaining, but complaining silently. The very person that cry and cry and cry every day, when a politician comes nearer, they clap for him. Those who have, we keep on having. Those who don't have, even the little they have, will be taken away from them. And you believe that when the same God has given you the talent to question everything, God did not create you here to be a suffering servant. You are here to succeed as a person. That is why you are here on earth. If we allow anybody to dominate us, we become victims of our own environment. Let us dominate our environment. Do not allow your own environment to dominate you, otherwise you remain a perpetual victim. The youth must begin to question these politicians. Otherwise, how do you tell me? We came into this world and heard of all these politicians who are still there today. Up till now, they say youth are the future of Nigeria. Till today, these politicians are still there. They don't want to give us the chance. And you allow them to get away free. Everything that belongs to us belongs to them and belongs to them alone. Nobody talks. Nobody questions. Nobody complains. Even if you want to complain, you go to the dark recesses of your heart and mind and begin to make a silent complaint. No, it doesn't help. We must one day blow the trumpet, we must one day blow the whistle, and everybody must gather. When we gather like it happened in Bastille prior to 1789, and they went to the tennis court and took an oath that there must be a change in the system. There will be a time when we are going to blow the trumpet and everybody will gather at the Concord Hotel or Presidential Enugu, somewhere at Oka, Aga and Eboi. We are going to take a decision. Our politicians are killing us. Do you know how much they take away every month? Do you know how much these politicians take away every month? Even an ordinary local government chairman. Tell me, few years ago, when last I visited Biafra land, I went to my own local government. Around 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. to take some documents. Could you imagine? Nobody was in the office. Nobody was in the office. 10:30 a.m. When they were supposed to start work at 7:30. Nobody. Around 11 o'clock, some people start trickling in. And I question what is happening. They told me for the past 7 months, they hadn't received their salaries. 7 months passed. How would they survive? How would they work? How would they sustain the organs of the government to keep on functioning? You're owing somebody 7 months, sometimes 1 year. And you are happy. What of the pensioners? Many of them have died waiting for their pension. And we are keeping quiet. We are taking this matter too far. And of course, these are far-reaching matters, decisions we are going to take. And gradually we must continue to sensitize our people. One day, this revolution will start. Those asleep will wake up. Those awake will start running. Those running will start shouting. It is a matter of time. It is a matter of time when the youth shall take their destinies in their own hands. It is a matter of time when these politicians will no longer be there to deceive us. Time is coming, and it's a matter of time when we are going to select the best patriotic people to go and represent us. And it is a matter of time. The time is coming when we are going to tell all our traditional rulers that we have taken away this particular stool from you. Whether they like it or not, they're going to give it up. And it is a matter of time. Time is coming when no traditional ruler is going to confer any chieftaincy title to a man of doubtful character and questionable genealogy. Time is coming. We are going to take our destinies in our own hands and begin to make a lot of changes. It cannot continue like this, and it's a matter of time. This time is coming, and it's not far from now. We are going to tell our people that this community, this state, this country belongs to you and me, not to you alone. And time is coming when we are going to question all of them. Indeed, time is coming. Time is coming when the ordinary youth shall no longer suffer unemployment in that particular federation, whether in Biafra or in Nigeria. Time is coming when a particular youth will come out from the university or even secondary school and the work is there for the person. Because by then, those who are going to rule us would have been making use of our collective resources in the interest of the common will. And time is coming. We are going to reach our destination. Because God did not destine or create us to suffer, we are going to be the overcomers. Mark my words, we are going to be the overcomers. And when that particular time comes, people will say, had I known. Time is coming. It is a matter of time when Biafra shall rise again, standing firm, dignified before the international community. And those who have been afraid of Biafra will no longer fear to come close to us, and they will become friends of Biafra. And by then, Biafra shall no longer have an enemy. Thank you very much, my fellow Biafrans, for taking time to listen. I am very, very sorry. I apologize. I had to take over the challenge again from my moderator because of communication breakdown. Bear with me once again that in the coming days, we shall make it obvious that we are going to distribute the moderation for every particular broadcast insofar as, and let me say, provided Nigerian telecommunications will give us the leeway over there. From that land where we are broadcasting, everything is as clear as crystal. There is no fluctuation in services being provided. The problem we have is in the rickety structure called Nigeria. Time is coming and there must be a change. Thank you very much for being with us for the past 2 hours. I really thank the patience of Jude Chijoke, who has been suffering some network problems. To Valentine Ugodi, who just joined us a few minutes ago. Valentine, I'm sorry. We have virtually come to the end of the broadcast, but on Sunday, rather on Friday, we are to have another elaborate interactive session. Valentine Ugodi, join us then. Jude Chijoke, join us. Equally, Uchenna Okeke in Benue State, who has been our moderator today, but I had to take over because of network problems there. Bear with me, I didn't mean to do that. And to our brother over there in Biafra land, my brother in Lagos, Maslinos, we are really grateful to you for your own contributions and for your own wisdom in everything we have discussed. To Uchenna Diji, who is there in Accra, we really sympathize with you. We know your passion. We know your zeal in being part of this particular broadcast, but unfortunately, the same sabotage in telecommunication between Nigeria and Ghana could not give you the access to be with us. Otherwise, you were supposed to moderate today. To every other person that has been part of this particular broadcast, to all those who called in, join us on Friday as we lay bare some of these problems that tend to draw us back. We are going to make sure that we effect changes in our society. It can never remain like this all the time. Thank you for being with us. And for the rest of the day, we are saying, let us enjoy a little bit of Biafra music until we meet again on Friday. God bless you and good night.